Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's Crypto Granny. I've been away for a while and I'm back. So, how's everybody doing? What's going on? A lot going on in the world. Kind of been wrapped up in watching the news, and I've basically been surfing channels and watching news from Europe and Australia and all around the world because there's a lot of stuff we're not getting. But at this point, we need to pray. There's so many people dying unnecessarily. We need to pray. And honestly, our president needs to get it together because it's inhumane what's going on. Regardless of your personal thoughts, your political party, there are babies dying. Fathers and sons are being separated from the women and children. And a lot of the women actually holding arms and fighting too. But they may be outnumbered. So we need to pray. This is more like a war crime thing, but I want to move forward. The crypto market has never, ever, ever seen, obviously, a potential war. They're saying it may be World War III. I'm praying to God that it's not. And some people, anyway, I said I want to move on. But this has a lot to do with the market. So this is what I will talk about. Bitcoin today is at 44,063. Ethereum right now is at 2963. It pumped about $800 within the last 5 days, which is crazy. Bitcoin is up about $5,000. The market is moving. Why? We don't know. We never had this before. Global situations in the news and headlines do make a difference, but how long will it last? XRP is sitting at 78 cents. Cardano's at 96 cents. Polkadot is at $18. Dogecoin's at 13. Polygon is at 160. Chrono, which is crypto.com, is 43 cents. Litecoin is at 112. I'm not a fan, but if you are, good luck. God bless. Decentraland, which is for the metaverse, is $2.83. Stellar XLM is 19 cents. And ICP, Internet Computers, 1922. Sandbox is 334. Axie Infinity, $57.17. VeChain is 5 cents. Great time to accumulate. It's basically like you get 20 for a dollar. So if you did $10, you'd have 200 shares.
With Cardano, I have you on. I have to ask you about Cardano. I know how you feel about coins not named Bitcoin.
I just want to hear this. Crypto Face is talking right now. Let's hear what he says about Cardano.
I'm interested in this answer.
Pancake Swap is 670.
Cardano price action. When you look at Bitcoin, we are way down, but
so DZ from Around the Blockchain is asking Crypto Face, what does he think about Cardano? And if you don't know who Crypto Face is, he's probably one of the only few people in crypto that do live trading on his YouTube. So follow him, Crypto Face.
I've been pretty good on Cardano's price action. I believe actually one of the last times I was on the show, everybody was bullish at a point on Cardano, and the next day it was going down, and it went down. It's gonna go in level with everybody else in the market. Crypto is we need to stay and come together, be together, and not fight each other so damn much.
He's talking about how people fight with each other because they like a different type of crypto, which is ridiculous. That's like me fighting with you because I have $2 in the bank and you have 1,000. Like, don't do that. Nobody should count nobody's money. Nobody should count nobody's crypto.
The perfect thing that can do everything without any problems. But has that happened yet? I don't know, but so that research report that those guys did that you spoke about, they said there's more things being built on Cardano and more actions than Ethereum.
by GitHub applications of the past month. So
He's saying Cardano has more applications than Ethereum. Within the past month, there's been reports. So I don't know, but I do know Charles is perfecting the coin.
Listen, I don't use Ethereum as much as possible anymore. You know what I'm about is Trump and Tether Trump.
He's talking about the Tron token and Tether.
Pay $50, $60 to mint an NFT or to send a transaction for payroll. Tron cost me, if it cost me 50 cents, I'm complaining. So, some of you folks might want to think about Tron. And, I know everyone hates on what's his face because he's Chinese, but
Let's see what Tron is.
an OG. They're battle tested. They've been around.
Tron is 6 cents.
It's really just been an idea for a long time.
And it has a $6.29 billion market cap, which is pretty crazy.
So, yeah, Cardano a thing yet? I mean, are they doing anything yet, or is it just testing it? They got small contracts.
Let's see what Tron is doing.
Right now? Is it real? Is it done? Is it there?
Well, as someone that mints a lot of NFTs on there, it is real. I do plan on getting into
I don't know, but the entire market cap for the entire cryptocurrency, the whole platform entirely is 1.9 trillion. I want to see it hit 2 trillion or 3 trillion again. I seen it at 2 and change, but I also seen it go down to 1.5 trillion. And trust me, I felt it in the pocket.
You got the party thoughts. You got 30 seconds. Just let us know.
Okay, let's just hear what CryptoFace is closing with.
Yeah, I would like to see CryptoFace and Able Return Champions.
Oh, never mind. It's BitBoy. He's full of crap anyways. Most of the time.
In the metaverse, I think this is something we need to make happen. I think the chances of Tron being a really successful crypto down the line are about as good as
I don't know why.
Well, that is all we got time for today. I don't know if we'll get to see that, but
I'm going to go over the top 10 just so you can hear the name. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, USD Coin, XRP, Terra Luna, Cardano, number 8. Number 9 is Solana, and 10 is Avalanche. USD Coin and Tether are stable coins. If you feel the market's going down, you convert your crypto into those coins, and it keeps you in a safe place. In other words, your crypto value is $100 right now. You're scared the market's going to crash 50%. Your crypto will go down to $50. So instead of it going down to $50, what you do is you convert it, you trade your Ethereum or Bitcoin to a stable coin. So once you trade it, if you have $100 value, the minute you trade it, it'll be worth about $98.50. But it will stay there until you're ready to reinvest in the market. So do you understand what I'm saying? It's like you're not pulling it out, because the minute you pull it out, depending where you are, you get taxed on it. So you convert it over to a USDT or a stable coin, and you basically didn't cash out, you just convert it. So you take your crypto, you convert it to a stable coin, and then when you're ready to go back in the market, when it dips 50%, you rebuy with your stable coin. So now you had $100 of Bitcoin, right? The market crashed. Now it's worth $49 or $50, but you still have $98 or $99. So you go back in and now you'll buy for $50, you buy your $100 value, or you spend the whole money you put into stablecoin, put it back into crypto. So now when crypto goes up, you have double the value. You get it? Any questions, you're welcome to come in. You're welcome to come in if you have any questions. You want to see what's going on? Let's see what's going on in let me see, where are we now? So Russian banks removed from SWIFT, and South Korea joins. We're not even going to get into this right now. There's so much I want to talk about, but I just don't want to talk about it. But I would like to pray for world peace, pray for Ukraine, pray for everyone. If there's anybody that wants to join this live, I'm going to put the link in the comment section, and you can just click and jump right in. When I'm away from my channel for more than a day or two, I kind of like think of 100 things to talk about and say I'm gonna jump on, and it's really hard to stay focused without any input or output as far as someone coming in um, and asking questions where I can engage with someone in a conversation about the market, about what's going on. I do know, as far as Elon Musk news, allegedly, I believe it's about 80% true. I just didn't get the facts because I don't know what to believe these days. But allegedly, Elon Musk set up the Starlink satellite over Ukraine. It's a satellite, and it gives them internet, and it's working. That's how these people are streaming from places like Ukraine. And I also know that if it wasn't for that satellite, we wouldn't be getting all the information, because even yesterday I heard that Facebook was down. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I could pull up an article. Starlink satellite and Ukraine. You can check these things out too. But sometimes you Google and it don't mean that it's necessarily true. So always remember that. Okay, well, I'm going to give you the most recent headlines. Elon Musk Starlink Starlink arrives in Ukraine, but what's next? A lorry full of Starlink. Okay, why is this doing this? Oh, those sites where they want you to like log in and before they let you read it. Okay, a lorry full of Starlink dishes has arrived in Ukraine, with the country's deputy prime minister thanking Elon Musk, who runs the firm. It's not clear where they are heading, but it's likely that they will be used by the government itself. Currently, internet access in Ukraine is fairly good, but it is expected to deteriorate as the conflict worsens. And about 2 hours ago, I heard there was about 3 bombs in the city of Kyiv, Kyiv, Kyiv. They say Kyiv or Kyiv. And I actually seen somebody live, and 3 bombs went off. She didn't even want to look out her window. Meanwhile, businesses are trying to get their hands on the dishes as backup systems. Ukraine's deputy prime minister, Mikhailo Fedorov, also asked for Elon Musk's help and tweeted a picture of the Starlink dishes arriving. Starlink is here, thanks, at Elon Musk. You see, all these satellite things are going to come into play for times like this, but it's unfortunate that we've gotten to this point in time where all this computer stuff and all this technology that we never understood is starting to make sense now. You could be the dumbest person or the most ignorant person as far as computers and technology, but this all kicks in, it all makes sense. Just like when they stopped the Swift payment system, they cut Russia off, which is good. They don't need to have the access that we have. They're not being humane. And it's not the people of Russia, it's Vladimir Putin. He's a sick individual. If you all don't know, go to foreign news. Children are dying. Mothers are with their children. The fathers and the sons are all fighting. And they're waiting. And there's also news of the Russian tankers that are coming in. There's like a 40-mile convoy all rolling up to, into the borders in Ukraine. The soldiers are 14, 12, 16. They're so young. They thought they were going for, and I seen it myself. They thought they were going for an exercise drill. They didn't know they were going to Ukraine. They didn't know they were going to war. They didn't know that they're not expecting this. They were told this is what you have to do. That's not a president. That's more like a freaking terrorist leader, if you ask me. And listen, politics suck. But at the end of the day, these things ain't supposed to be happening. We're in 2022. These things are not supposed to be happening. Okay? But there's even reports of them blowing out their gas tanks just so their gas could leak and they get stuck because they don't want to go to war. There was even something I seen where the Russian soldiers wanted to surrender to the Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians said, put your weapons down and you don't got to go back. They rather sit with the Ukrainians than go back to Russia, because the truth is, if these kids make it back to Russia, because they're all kids, they gotta live with Putin. They gotta live under his wing. Who wants to live there? And it's not the people of Russia that I'm talking about. Okay, it's Vladimir Putin. He is a demon. Okay, how does Starlink work? Plug in the dish or terminal as it's officially called, and it will be automatic. It will automatically connect itself to the nearest Starlink satellite in the sky, of which there are more than 2,000 in the world. The satellite then communicates with the nearest ground station or gateway, which supplies the internet. These gateways are located around the world, but they can't be too far away from a place from the place getting an internet connection. Fortunately for Ukraine, there is get a gateway. What the hell is wrong with me? In the neighboring of Poland. The internet connection travels through the gateway to the satellite and then to the terminal. Users simply plug their router into their terminal and the tech takes care of the rest. One of the major issues with previous iterations of satellite internet is the delay. But Starlink's constellation of satellites is a relatively new technology. They operate in low Earth orbit, so the delay is measured in milliseconds rather than seconds. So you get it? Instead of the delays being in seconds, they're measured in milliseconds, which is way quicker than a split second. Okay, it's like 100th of a second or something like that. Millisecond, a million, 1 million of a millionth second. So that's like spontaneous, like super spontaneous. Like you go achoo. By the time you say the chew, you did that. Try to figure that one out. Milliseconds rather than seconds. Usually this will come at cost in the UK. It will cost you €495 for the dish, including shipping, and then a subscription of €89 per month. There's no indication that the Ukrainians will be charged for the service. Usually this would come, I read that already. The terminals need a clear view of the sky in order to work, and there is an app to help users find a suitable spot to place them. Ordinary considerations are overhanging. Sounds pretty good. Are overhanging trees and other obstructions. In Ukraine, users will have to consider safety and how they may appear to Russian forces. Once set up, the speed they offer varies, but one user who already had access to the terminal tweeted on Monday that he had reached speeds in excess of 200 Mbps, megabytes per second, for a while. How useful will Starlink be? Business people such as Stepan Vasilovsky, chief executive of Lviv, are trying to get their hands on more terminals but are finding it difficult. We are trying to buy receivers, but I'm not sure whether we will succeed. Currently, internet services in most Ukrainian cities are working well, but it will be important for businesses to have a contingency plan if the network fails. NetBlocks, which is monitoring internet speeds in Ukraine, told the BBC it has seen internet collapse in some areas, such as Severodonetsk, the acting administrative center of Luhansk Oblast. Friends and family report no contact with loved ones in recent hours. They tweeted last night, currently the firm says it's seeing internet speeds at around 80% of ordinary recorded levels. But ALP Toka of NetBlocks cautioned against seeing Starlink as a substitute for phone networks and broadband. Starlink can provide connectivity by creating a personal hotspot for people who are in the vicinity of the device. So this is very useful for journalists, for resistance groups, or the elected government. Mr. Toka said the devices would be most useful in providing a way to journalists and politicians getting information to the wider world if there is a blackout in Kyiv. Even if it's only from the select few who have been chosen to receive these devices, it's better than having a total absence of information. Is it safe? Some have suggested the safety of using satellite internet during a conflict, suggesting that the dishes could be targeted by Russian forces. In a widely shared Twitter thread, John Scott Railton, a senior researcher at the Citizen Lab, said that Mr. Musk's offer of assistance was good to see, but warned users to be careful, noting Russia has decades of experience hitting people by targeting their satellite communications. Okay, well, it's the form of communication. It wouldn't matter if they take it down, they take it down, but at least they can get messages out. And it is what it is. Starlink is not the only satellite internet company operating in the region. Commercial satellite internet company Viasat said that on February 24th, the day Russia invaded, it suffered a cyber event affecting broadband services. Thank you. What? You gotta talk? I put this on mute.
What are you watching? Fox?
So the company has not said who or what was behind it, but it said it was experienced a partial network outage affecting internet service for fixed broadband customers in Ukraine and elsewhere on our European KSAT network. We are investigating and analyzing our European network and systems to identify the root cause and are taking additional network precautions to prevent further impacts while we attempt to recover service to the affected customers. So with that said, any technology that may be able to help and get the messages out, give some type of communication is better than no communication. A communication with a speed level as fast as Starlink is better than none. Whether they target it or not, they need communication. So with that said, thank you, Elon Musk, and I hope it helps the people of Ukraine, and we're praying for them. And I will be back in a little bit. Until then, everybody, watch your crypto and accumulate when something's low. Don't buy while we're pumping, though, because you never know. I never know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So we just got to sit back and see. Talk to you all later. Crypto Granny. Bye, 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 bye.
You know, I was thinking, I got a good one for